The Philippines is one of the best places on earth to hire a virtual assistant. Strong English, a deep talent pool, and a work culture that aligns so easily with a lot of Western businesses. Filipino virtual assistants or Filipino VAs are known for excellent English, cultural adaptability, and affordability, which is why Philippines is one of the most famous destinations for outsourcing virtual assistants and a lot of different remote professionals all over the world. So my company, Proximity Outsourcing, has been in this business for almost a decade. I'm Carla Singson, and today I'm going to tell you how to use Claude AI to hire an amazing virtual assistant from the Philippines. My company, Proximity Outsourcing, has helped over 500 fast growing online businesses do this. And today we're peeling back the curtain and I'll tell you exactly how to do it, including the exact prompts and the exact nuances that you need to think about when hiring from the Philippines. Now, yes, I grew up in the Philippines. I actually spent most of my time there, over 29 years, and I know the ins and outs of hiring from the Philippines. And as someone who has had a career online for almost 2 decades, I have been lucky enough to be early into AI. I actually built one of the world's first AI copywriting agencies back in 2021, and it was so exciting. This is before ChatGPT blew up, and because of that, I was also early into using AI in hiring. And now the tools like Claude AI and ChatGPT are blowing up. My team and I have worked on a lot of really good systems, a lot of really good prompts, and we have tested so many ways, and we're finally ready to share the best of the best with you. So the way that we help our clients is that we hand these amazing candidates from the Philippines on a platter, ready to go and ready for them to just interview for a quick vibe check. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to use Claude AI to do that, including two very important things that almost nobody does. Number one is actually screening for where your virtual assistant lives. And number two, how to test for critical thinking and abstract reasoning, not just believing that they use ChatGPT every day, or not just believing everything they say, being so enamored by a resume, or being hypnotized because they speak very, very good English. All right, let's get started. Part one is definitely think before you hire. So sit with yourself and come up with a list of the things that you need to outsource. Do not do this in a state of panic. Instead, do this in a state of peace and in a state of looking forward to that amazing future where you can just outsource a lot of the things that you don't like doing so you can focus on things that actually move the needle for your business and or the things that you actually like doing. That is one of the biggest mistakes that I see some of my clients used to make before they start working with us, is that they just hire out of panic instead of hiring out of peace and looking forward to the future. That anxiety will not do you any good. You're not wasting any time. You have Claude AI to help you right now. So take a long breath, inhale and exhale, and let's get that list going. And if you need help, use this exact prompt and type them onto your Claude account. I run blank type of business. I'm spending too much time on blank, and list the tasks draining you. Help me figure out which of these should I delegate to a Philippine virtual assistant and which only I can do. Ask me clarifying questions first. Now, the last statement is very important because you don't know what you don't know. And Claude will be gleaning information from outsourcing companies like mine, from outsourcing experts like me, about what is the best way to actually do this. So you want it to come to you with a consultative approach and not just a very quick, here you go approach. Start by clearly outlining the goals, the things that you want them to do, and then make sure you separate critical business work from busy work. Claude is really good at forcing that clarity, and you can even tell it to do that exactly. Separate revenue generating work from just busy admin work. You can literally tell Claude to do that. And then after that, once you've gotten a little bit of clarity, type this prompt. Based on this, write a 1-paragraph role summary. What this person owns, what success looks like at 30, 60, and 90 days, and the 3 core outcomes I'm hiring them to deliver. Now that you're doing that, you're making it clear that you're hiring for outcomes and not just for a particular task list to get checked. Part 2 is writing the job description. A really good and detailed job description is what separates really good applicants from bad ones. Another thing that I want you to remember is that the job of a really good job description is to properly communicate your expectations, properly communicate their responsibilities or what they're owning, what they're fully accountable for. And lastly, it is to attract the perfect candidates according to skills, experience, and culture fit, and to repel the people who do not fit that. So I would add 3 things here. Number 1 is lead with an outcome, not just a task list. Number 2, make Claude give you 3 very important success metrics. Don't make it complicated. Just have 3 clear ones that really, really support the outcome that you want. And number three, bury a small instruction in the application. This separates the people who are good at reading comprehension and following very simple instructions from the people who are not. It really is a very instant and very easy filter between people who follow instructions and those who do not. And then after that, you can use this prompt. Turn this into a job description for a fully remote Philippines-based virtual assistant. Keep it under 2 pages, scannable, with clear responsibilities, must-have skills, and 3 success metrics. Write it to attract a real professional, not just an order taker. So now you are making it clear that you're looking for a particular attitude, a particular skill set, a particular experience, and the right type of person. You're really helping out Claude a lot here. Remember, the way that you approach AI and these AI tools is that they think of them as really smart interns. They are getting to know your company. They are interns. They don't have a lot of experience, but they are really smart. If you just train them, talk to them, give them context, they will do what you want and they will get better and better at it. Part 3 is screen by location. This is actually what a lot of people miss, especially if they don't come from the Philippines or if they don't have the right context about hiring from the Philippines. The Philippines is an archipelago, meaning it is made up of islands. The Philippines actually has over 7,000 islands and we have tons of cities, thousands and thousands of cities. I grew up in the city, one of the biggest cities in terms of land area actually in the world, and we are a very urban city in Davao City. So in the Philippines, there are cities that are more urban than others. They're more developed, meaning in those cities, you will have at least 3 stable internet providers and you will have stable electricity and a lot of really stable infrastructure. So access to a co-working space, access to a studio, backup computer, backup internet, they will have access to that. Some cities don't have access to running water 24/7. Some cities don't have access to electricity 24/7. Some cities only have one internet provider and it's not even that reliable. So make sure that you're screening for those cities. And the other thing that I want to share with you is also use Claude to do your research on what the best universities are. Because depending on what you're hiring for, whether it's a creative role or it's some sort of an analytical role or a management role, certain universities are better than others at really fielding candidates and graduates because they have strengths in terms of their programs. This happens in any country. There are certain universities that are really good at producing engineering graduates. There are universities that have a really good communications or mass communications program. There are universities with really, really good business schools, right? And masters and whatever, right? So these really make for certain nuances. And if you use Claude to research about this, you can add that nuance or that context in your hiring announcement. This is really what a lot of people miss out on. And lastly, let's talk about calamities. So because Philippines is an archipelago, there's so many cities, it could also be naturally diverse. And that means it could also be diverse in terms of natural calamities. So there are cities in the Philippines that experience way more typhoons than others or storms. There are also cities that are not properly planned. They don't have proper urban planning, and so they flood a lot. There are cities that get more earthquakes than others or stronger earthquakes more than others. And so try to use Claude to research that as well. In my company, in Proximity Outsourcing, we don't hire from calamity-prone cities, and we always add the nuances of which school did they come from, what city do they live in, because at the very end of the day, we just want to hire people who are coming from places and backgrounds where when they start working for our clients, they don't cause any turbulence in that client's business. Now, of course, this is not perfect. You can't really do anything about certain storms or certain typhoons. Sometimes there's also one very, very big typhoon that hits the whole country. But let me tell you, in some of the cities that I've lived in, for example, in the city where I grew up, we never really got storms. So if there is a big typhoon or a big storm that's hitting the whole country, we only get like a few days of soft rain. And that's really it. It doesn't really affect our lives so much or our work so much. And because my hometown is also pretty urban and pretty developed, we have, I think, 5 stable internet providers. So if I hire from my city, for example, Davao City, I am sure and I am guaranteed that my teammates will not cause our clients a lot of turbulence, a lot of disturbance in their businesses. All right, so let's get to the prompt. Use this prompt in your Claude account so that you can add this to your screening process in hiring a virtual assistant from the Philippines. I'm hiring a remote VA in the Philippines and I need reliable uptime. Help me write 3 screening questions that surface a candidate's location, their backup internet plan, their backup power solution, and how they've handled a typhoon or outage in the past without sounding like I'm profiling them. So Honestly, this is really easy. You can also just research these cities and talk to Claude like you would talk to a normal person, or how you would ask me if you and I were having this conversation in person. And you can even put that in your job description. Hey, I'm only hiring for these places, and these are my requirements. You need to have a backup internet. It needs to have this much speed, blah, blah, blah. So you can definitely add that to your job description to make your life easier. Part number 4 is testing for critical thinking and abstract reasoning. When you hire a virtual assistant, whom you're also expecting to learn and use AI, you cannot just expect that they will use AI in your business the way that they use ChatGPT in their normal lives. So, for example, I use Claude very, very differently in my business. I have projects, I have certain Claude skills, I have set up a lot of things, I've systematized them, I've written a lot of prompts, and I've written a lot of guardrails and parameters for what I'm doing. And when I use ChatGPT for my personal life, sometimes I just talk to it like I would talk to a friend. I would just say stuff like, hey, can you tell me what are Bubba Watson's top achievements at golf? It would be just a random thing that my husband and I would be talking about. Or I would ask ChatGPT, what is the capital of Finland? Because I forgot. Or I would ask, what is better, a PRP facial or a HIFU facial, for my age? And this is my skin situation. And sometimes I would send it a selfie. So it's very, very different, right? Really want to hire a virtual assistant that can use AI properly. And the way that you can look for that person is to screen for critical thinking and abstract reasoning, because you need someone who can think ahead. You need someone who can talk to AI properly. You need someone who can approach a problem in a very good way, someone with a thought process that can lead you to the outcomes that you want. The problem with some people hiring from the Philippines or hiring for literally another country is that sometimes they get too enamored by the resume, or they get too enamored because someone just speaks really perfect English. So I don't want you to go into that trap. So let me give you some tips. For critical thinking, you really want to give them certain scenarios, and you really want to see how they think critically in these scenarios. So try this prompt out. Give me 3 short, realistic scenarios a VA in my business might face where there is no obvious answer. For example, a double booked calendar, a vague client request, or conflicting instructions. I want to know how a client reasons through ambiguity and not whether they know a correct answer. So in this process, there is no correct answer. You're just trying to see how they think critically through the situation. And to test for abstract reasoning, you can use this prompt. Create 2 simple pattern and logic problems that I can give a virtual assistant candidate live or during the call, during the interview. Things that test how they break down an unfamiliar problem, not trivia. Then tell me what a strong answer is versus what a weak answer looks like for each. All right. And so for that one, you can have an idea what a favorable answer would be. Of course, it will not be perfect. It will not be word per word. But if the virtual assistant that you're interviewing for comes close to the answer that you want, then of course, that is a good sign. So the magic here isn't really the answer that they land on. It is how they got there. Do they ask clarifying questions? Do they make reasonable assumptions? Do they panic, or are they able to structure it very nicely and very easily for you to understand? These are some of the things that you just don't find in LinkedIn profile or an AI generated resume. And if you have the time, I would even suggest that you do a multi-stage process for this. First is post your job description, then send them some pre-qualifying questions, have an initial screening call, and then check their references. And then think about who your best candidates are, maybe the top 5, and then invite them for a video interview. And then I would say budget about an hour for that video interview. Ask all the questions that you want to ask. By the way, I also give a lot of advice on this YouTube channel about how to give interviews. So you can just click on the search box and type interview advice, Carlos Singson, and you will see a lot of the videos pop up. I post videos in this channel weekly, and I really want to help as many people as possible grow their online businesses through outsourcing. But of course, I understand that this process could be daunting, could take a lot of time and effort. And so if you want to just pass it off to us, pass it off to certain professionals, I'm very happy to help. Book a call with us. You will see the booking link on the screen, and I'm very, very excited to talk to you and just help get this off your plate. And then part 5 is onboarding. So this is also a very important part, because even though a lot of our prospects or a lot of our clients or a lot of my friends magically find the right VA for their business, they don't know how to onboard. And what happens is that both parties could be frustrated. The boss or the client has some certain expectations, they're not being met. the remote professional that's being hired, the virtual assistants, they don't know how to communicate. They feel like they're not doing well, and so they feel bad. You do know that the Filipinos, we have a culture of service. And so if we do a bad job, then it really makes us feel bad. I think you already know that we have a large workforce in hospitality, in healthcare, lots of Filipino nurses all over the world, in like domestic services, in food and beverage. We have a lot of cruise ship workers, a lot of domestic helpers in many parts of the world, a lot of teachers as well, a lot of English teachers. So we have a very like service type of a mindset, you know? So you really want someone who has initiative, someone who can speak up, and someone who can think well, because those characteristics paired with very good AI knowledge, very good English, and an attitude of openness and willingness to learn new things, especially now that AI is running so fast and it's advancing really fast, then it could appear that it has become harder and harder to find really good Filipino VAs that are also good at AI. So onboarding, right? Follow this prompt and type it onto Claude. Create the 30-day onboarding plan for this VA or virtual assistant. Break it into week 1, weeks 2 to 3, and weeks 4, what they should learn, what they should start owning, and clear check-in points. And then after that, you can also use AI to help build your SOPs or standard operating procedures. You can use this prompt. Help me outline an SOP for blank and put a recurring task there, step by step, so I can record a quick loom and hand it off cleanly. You can also ask Claude for advice on how to organize this, how to order the onboarding, and you can even have it make you a script for exactly what you will be saying on your first meet and greet, and it will really help you in how to make this easy for you. And one very Philippine specific note, I did share with you that we have a very service inclined culture, right? So treat your VA as a real member of the team. Give them that emotional safety to speak up and ask for their opinion. Tell them that you believe in their intelligence and their leadership. Tell them that out of the hundreds of people that have applied, that you have great confidence in them, that you believe in their intelligence, and you believe that they can work side by side with you. Give them that pep talk and support them and acknowledge them. And lastly, reward them if they do a good job. So if you do all of those things, honestly, it's very easy to attract quality on a daily basis in terms of output. And most of all, you're going to do a really good job in retaining your employees as well. Filipinos are very loyal people. And so if you invest in the relationship, it is really something that will ROI for years. All right, so that's the full system for hiring a Philippines VA in the right way. Defining the role, writing the proper job description, how to do the interview, how to do the screening, how to find out where they live and whether they have reliable internet or electricity, and most of all, how to onboard them properly so that all of these things contribute to the outcomes that you want for your business. Here's the bottom line. Finding a really great Philippines VA is not about the prettiest resume or the smoothest English. It is about running a process that protects you from your own blind spots. A tool like Claude, thank God, is something that makes that process completely easier compared to how we did it in the past. Trust me, I've been in this industry for almost a decade, and when we did manual everything, hiring, screening, interviewing, reference checks, it took us over 100 hours just to get to the right person. And I know that even with AI, it still takes a lot from you, especially the interview part. And so, of course, if you want that off your plate, and if you want to just have professionals do it for you, book a call with us and we'd be so happy to help. And if you like this video, click like and click subscribe. Me and my team work very hard on this YouTube channel, and we publish weekly videos about how to use outsourcing to grow your 7 and 8 figure business. And of course, I'm sharing all of the prompts that I've mentioned here. I'm sharing it in the YouTube description, so feel free to check it out as well. It's all for you to use. You can just copy paste it. I really just want to help. And I wanted to show you that it is not really that hard if you just put in the right work and listen to the right people. All right, that's it for today. I'll see you next week.